Hello, hello. We are back. I am back, I should say, for phase 2 of the CEA Corporate Esports Association. This is now the collegiate side. And, well, we are bringing you another match between two teams, two universities. It is, I always do this to myself. It is the Emory University Proletariat Probes versus the OSU, Ohio State University Buckeye SC2 teams. Just going to get things all sorted here. We are in the challenger side of this, so both teams actually did lose in their first week of the challenger side in this. So basically, there was a regular season Swiss bracket. And based on standings there, you were either promoted into the placement matches of 10 teams, or you were kind of not really demoted per se, but put down into the bottom side with the other, with 6 teams total. And so we did have the OSU Buckeyes and the Proletariat Probes did both get demoted, and they did go and play up against one another. They did both lose their first round match of this challenger. So they are both looking to get a win on the board and maybe build a little momentum. And we're just going to find the channel that these two teams are in so that we can get that lobby made up, all that jazz, all that fun stuff. And there we go. Bang, bang, boom. It's kind of neat because both these teams, they kind of have like the stock ticker type abbreviations, OSU versus EMR. And let's talk a little bit about our match today. Who we have going toe-to-toe. And, well, what we can expect from these two teams. So we have in the first game... Well, actually, okay, let's just talk about the format in general. It is a best-of-5 clan war match. Both teams can technically field an entire roster with just 3 players. Because of how the CEA wanted to make it work for collegiate teams, they wanted to make it so that it was a little bit more flexible for players. You got to get a little bit creative about how things are done. But basically, the way this works is both teams have a 1v1. So it's a 1v1, then another 1v1 for the second set. Then the third set is a 2v2, 2 versus 2. And then the fourth set is a 2 versus 2 as well. And then if it's all tied up after those 4 sets, it goes up into the ace match. So it makes for some really interesting situations, interesting games of Starcraft, and interesting matches overall. We've had quite a few teams that have experienced a ton of success off of really stacking their 2v2 teams. And one of those teams, we featured them last week. Who was it? Gonna try and, I believe we featured them last week anyways. Always difficult to keep track when you got so many matches going on. So many fun matches at that. And, oh, you know what? Let's just do that. Oh, ho, 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 ho. So once again, it's Ohio State University versus Emory University. And hopefully we get ourselves an exciting, fun series. So for the first map, it is going to be Ice and Chrome, followed by, I believe neither team. Oh, I'm going to make a fool of myself if I don't check. Okay, yes. Neither team swapped the 1v1 maps. We do have the OSU Buckeye SC2 swapping the first 2v2 map. So that's map 3. So it was originally going to be a map called Burning Bridges, and it will instead be Reclamation. And then map 4 is going to be Hexagon. Map 2 is Eternal Empire. As I said, map 1's already Ice and Chrome. And then from there, if it's needed, we will go to the ace match on Everdream. So a pretty standard set of maps so far. And hopefully we get ourselves a good little game here. I'm looking forward to it. Bum, ba-da-bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum. And it is going to be... Oh, looks like we're still waiting for the other team. Always fun trying to wrangle up your players as a team leader. I remember that from when I was a young lad leading the University of Guelph Starcraft 2 team. Always just such a messy yet fun time. Ooh, bracket. Yeah, we should set up a... we should definitely set up a Nightbot for the channel. That would be very helpful. Nightbot or... whatever. Any kind of bot would, I'm sure, be very useful here. But we're going to be getting right into it now in a PvP match to start things off. It is going to be Salsu versus Drake. Salsu is the... Oh, it's interesting. They may have changed their name. They were originally Newbie Slayer or Sunny Starcraft. But, well, interesting. Nope. All right, well, let's get into it without further ado. Sorry, I was just looking through Discord there. We have... spawning down in the bottom left position, I believe representing the Buckeyes, it is the blue Protoss player. Give it up for Drake. Oh, and their opponent spawning up in the top right, representing the Proletariat probes, it is Salsu. That was a very quick pylon right here, and that usually indicates... Oh, no, okay, this is just a gateway, but that is a very early gateway. You're going to see it's already on the way, and boom, just now is the blue Protoss player starting up their own gateway. This does not necessarily mean anything, but it could definitely be an indicator of shenanigans. We'll keep an eye on that production tab in the next little bit. But I would love to see if there might be a prepared build coming our way. Something a little spicy, a little bit of mustard on it. What is this so far? Okay, so far Salsu is just kind of just moving across the map. Yeah, it looks like there's not. Oh, yeah, it looks like there's not going to be anything special with this super early gateway. I say super early, but it's not crazy early. It's just a little bit earlier than normal. And well. Yeah, we have Drake going out for a little bit later of a scout here. Salsu looks like he was just trying to be a little bit annoying with this probe. Ooh, trying to flex that APM right there. Look at him go. Absolutely wailing away on the keyboard. And are we going to see a very quick tech building, or is it going to be double unit first? Oh, looks like one of the players maybe... Ooh, that's unfortunate. Oh, okay, there we go. Hopefully we're all good. Yep, we are. Okay, so double Adept is going to be the first couple of units. Drake's Cybernetics Core is, of course, a little bit delayed because he did delay that gateway just a little bit. But, oh no, it looks like the pylon is a little bit delayed here, so he's not going to be able to start up these first 2 units. So things already looking pretty good here for Salsu, but he did cut workers quite a bit to make all of this earliness happen, early stuff happen. And, well, more adepts coming out for the red Protoss player. And meanwhile, Drake is going to be going for this very aggressively proxied gateway. Who rearranges that probe so it looks kind of normal, the direction it is coming from. These double adepts. Ooh, they are going to pop out, and they are going to take down this. Oh, no, they're going to pop out on the wrong side. And now this pylon has actually kind of locked them in base. Double Stalker out for Drake. Oh, there's nothing to wall right here, and this is about to be devastating damage. Oh, man. Ooh, walks into a bit of a surround, but wow, Drake actually just pulling the probes, not going for the surround at all. And will unfortunately be losing a ton of workers. 7 already going down, and, well, this is looking like dire straits already in this game number 1. 9 probes going down right there. Now, funnily enough, Salsu is only up 2 workers because it seems like the probe production has actually been quite a bit sturdier, I would say, for Drake. And, you know, that's the old adage of, like, make sure to prioritize your macro. But this has still been a lot of damage. And, well, at the end of the day, it's going to be a 5-worker advantage here for Salsu. But Drake is still keeping the pressure on, or still looking towards an all-in with this 3-gate setup. Shield battery is trying to come down at the front, but it's a little bit late. Second pylon in the back will help to hold this position, but well, this is... Oh, there we go. Salsu scouts what is going on, and, well, it is time to go right now. These 6 Stalkers, they've got a big job ahead of them, but, oh, they should be targeting that shield battery for sure. But instead, they will actually grab one of these Stalkers. Another one very low on HP. The shield battery overcharge is trying to keep it alive. Probes are going to get pulled, and they're actually going to help out quite a bit, but more Stalkers warping in here for Drake. This is so difficult to hold right now. Oh, but you got to fight with your whole army. Drake is getting kind of, oh, a couple Stalkers get picked off right there. Kind of isolated. Actually, I think it was only 1, but that's still a little bit painful. Battery overcharge does run out. There's no Void Ray on the way or out just yet. Salsu does have a couple more gateways finishing up, and that is going to be what he needs to try and hold on right here. Target fire coming down on these Stalkers is going to be able to take them out. Probe's actually helping quite a bit right here. Ooh, and wow, really locking these Stalkers in. But it seems like Drake may just be able to kind of bulldoze his way through here. 3 more Stalkers going to be coming in. The pylons are being targeted down in the front. Stargate gets depowered, but it wasn't actually building anything. Another Stalker that's trying to warp in does go down. There is a shield battery on the right side here that has full energy, and battery overcharge is back off of cooldown. But Salsu is in a lot of trouble right now, and there's the Artosis pylon. 2 gateways getting unpowered, as well as both of those shield batteries. We're going to see a pylon try to come back online here. Probes will be pulled, but the overwhelming Stalker count for Drake, 20 army supply to 2, is just going to be too much to deal with here for the red Protoss player, and it looks like Salsu, after all that damage, maybe got a little bit overconfident and didn't quite take this as seriously as he should. Cute usage of the shield battery to try and keep that gateway alive, but Drake smartly retargets on that pylon, will take it out. This one Stalker that tried to warp in, it's got no chance. Its Brethren was already taken out. Now this one goes down, and Salsu drops the GG, and Drake is going to put his team up 1-0 in this best-of-5 clan war. What a nice turnaround for the Protoss player, Drake. That was looking so difficult for them. And, man, that probe loss early on was really devastating. But the warp-in of Stalkers on the other side of the map was just way too much to deal with. Wasn't prepared for it. And now, all of a sudden, we're looking at a 1-0 scenario for the Buckeyes. After a really difficult start for them in that game number 1. But it is going to be well, we'll have Zenther versus Captain Rick to head on into game number 2 here. Of course, it is always a little bit demoralizing when one of your players gets such a big lead and unfortunately can't capitalize on it. That always hurts a little bit. But, you know, you can quickly erase that by just getting a turnaround here. And it is going to be up to the player Zenther to try and do so. Zenther is a... Actually, doesn't say. Okay, no, he's a Zerg player. Or they are a Zerg player, I should say. And it looks like Captain Rick is a Protoss. So we're going to be having a ZVP on Eternal Empire. Eternal Empire, of course, one of those classic maps. CEA, once again, want to send a big thanks to them for bringing me on for this. It's always a good time. Always have a ton of fun casting these games. And hopefully they continue to live up to what we've been enjoying so far. So it looks like Captain Rick is actually Esno in-game. Zenther dropping the, I guess, when asked if ready. And, well, this is, of course, the second best of one. After this, we will be heading into a couple of 2v2s. 2v2s, very enjoyable format. A lot of fun, a lot of variance, and a lot of tricky strats that can really catch opponents off guard. And, oh man, the thing is, you can still, depending on how you play, you can still potentially carry in a 2v2. But if you're playing against two teammates, I should say, that have a really strong, cohesive bond, it is going to be an extremely difficult time to try and do so. All right, here we go, getting into game number 2 in this best of 5 clan war. Spawning down in the bottom left position of Eternal Empire, it is the green Protoss player. Give it up for the Buckeyes, Esno. And spawning up in the top right position, representing the Proletariat probes, trying to even up the series at one apiece. It is the pink Zerg player, Zenther. And, well, we are going to be looking at what looks like a standard build so far. Low ground pylon from the Protoss. No crazy 12 pool from the Zerg. Of course, with that early worker start change, you can't really go for anything too crazy anyways. Oh, speaking of crazy, though, Zenther, what are we seeing here? This is a drone scout, and that's something you don't see very often. Now, he is shift rallying it back home. So, yeah, it looks like it's just a drone scout. But that's a little bizarre. A little bit bizarre in the matchup. Now, we do have players like Bly that love to go 3 hatch before pool, and they will get a proxy hatch and try and block the expansion of their opponent. But not going to be the case in terms of what we're seeing right now. Now, it is going to be a Nexus coming down here for Esno. Zenther, well, he's just going hatch gas pool. Very standard opening. Now, there's a lot of aggressive options in the matchup that are certainly available to players here. You know, just building a ton of Zerglings early on. That 19-20 drone all-in, that Speedling all-in that's so powerful. Glaive Adepts from the Protoss player, of course, very, very powerful. Void Rays have really started making an emergence into the matchup, and they're very, very potent. But we'll have to see if if either player is going to throw caution to the wind and go for some kind of early aggression, or if it's going to be a little bit more safe stuff. Ooh, look at this. Stargate coming down from Esno. And we will have Zenther scout this very, very early on. Meanwhile, 6 Lings coming out from Zenther. Ooh. This is actually quite a few Zerglings coming down already. And he's continuing to bind gas. Are we going to see like a Ling Bane all in? I do wonder. Adept is trying to make its way across the map. We'll go for a scout here. Of course, if he sees a lack of a third base, that should tell him a ton about what's coming. This Overlord is going to see this Adept, and, well... Ooh. Oh, wow. Those Lings just skipped right past, and Esno may not have noticed them. Oh, my God. There's a possibility that Esno didn't see anything. He didn't know. He has no idea. He has not built the shield battery, and Zenther kind of throwing caution to the wind a little bit here. Just going right by. Oh, you got to attack that Adept, though. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's not going to be able to get anything done with this. A little bit of an opportunity missed. A little bit unfortunate, but, well, Adept will... Oh, it will not shade behind, and that means it is potentially going to get taken now. Yes, it will go down. But every single Ling paying for that with its lives. With their lives, I should say. And now behind all this, spores are going to be created here by the Zerg player. Third hatch will start to come down, but yeah, this is not what I would say is particularly ideal just yet. Shield battery coming down here for the Protoss player. And so he is going to kind of lock down his front location a little bit here. Very quick Nexus coming down at the third base. Very nice for the Protoss player. Going to put him in he's already in a really solid economic position, up 11 workers, just a little bit tighter on that worker production. But this is going to put him in an even better position moving forward in this game. Zenther kind of rallying some queens together at the front. That means he's only got 1 injecting, which isn't the most efficient. Not exactly ideal, but... Oh, there's nothing in position at this third base. These Oracles could have a field day at the moment, and they are going to start gunning down drones with their pulsar cannons. Look at the carnage. 8, 9 drones going down already. Oh, man. And the damage is not yet done. Nice micro right here. Oh, well, at first it was. Picking off 3 more drones. But, wow. Zenther is in such a rough position right now. And behind all this, robotics facility nearly done. Charge on the way. Forge starting up. Third Nexus done. Everything is coming up Protoss right here. And Esno looking really sharp in this game number 2. Now, it's not over yet. Zenther can still stage a comeback, but he has suffered some pretty harsh damage from these Oracles. Oh, and it looks like the damage is not yet done. Oh, man. Another, what was that, 9 workers just went down? 1 Oracle does go down for that, but that is incredibly worth it for the green Protoss player here. And now he's teching up. He's adding on more gateways, going up into that Templar Archives. This is just looking so good for Esno in this game number 2. And, well, the Buckeyes looking really, really good to potentially go up 2-0 right now. And now anything can happen in the 2v2s, but at the end of the day, you still need to be able to win a 1v1 in order to take down the series. Oh, these queens will catch this Oracle. And finally, a little bit of a win right here for Zenther. But I think it might be a little bit too late, too little too late. He is down so many workers, and Esno has, well, begun... you know what? This is not actually that committed of a push. It's only 4 gateways, but it still might actually be enough to break his opponent here. This is 4 gateways, but there's also an Archon here. There's a couple sentries. Charge is done. No +1 attack. And like I said, the gateways were a little bit late, but I actually don't think it's going to matter all that much. As, well, we just don't have anything here for the Zerg player. He's trying to drone up to catch up economically, and he is going to lose even more drones. Another 10 drones do go down, and this third hatchery, it is already forfeit. Zenther is just reeling in this game. Units lost. Oh, man, it is decidedly in favor of the Protoss right now. And, well, Force Field's not the greatest, but the Zealot numbers are probably just going to be too much, and that Archon already up to 11 kills, and it is just anchoring this army. Esno looking so good in this game number 2, and, well, I think that's probably just going to be too much right here to deal with, and Esno is going to take game number 2 for his team and put the Buckeyes up 2-0 in this series. And they are looking really sharp, mighty fine in this game number 2. In this series, overall, Emory still looking to get something on the board right here, I should say. Game 3 will be the 2v2 map, the first 2v2 map, and it is going to be Reclamation. And, well, gonna have to try and bring it back. The team of Raphael and Sunny gonna have to try and figure something out right here. Gignadura and I believe looking to end this thing right here with a strong 2v2 performance. I'm sure they would love to put this one away as a 3-0. But, you know, there's a team standing in their way, looking to prevent that. Oh. Definitely a little bit of frustration coming there from Zenther. It's always a tough game. Starcraft, such a punishing, brutal game. You get caught out of position. You can lose 10, 20 drones in a moment. It is just so difficult. So difficult to play this game. But, you know, if it is a 3-0, we will see if both teams want to play the 4th game. If they do, you know, why not? Why not? We'll give them the shot. After all, it is all about enjoying yourselves, having a good time. And, well, yeah, mostly those two things, actually. And once again, the teams are going to be, I believe, and Gigandura versus Salsu and Boomstick. Looks like both teams have one player that's a little bit stronger than their ally. And as such, we could see a real interesting scenario. Now, do you try and target the stronger opponent first? Or do you try and, isolate? Yes, target the strongest opponent first so that you have an easier time. Or do you you try and isolate the weaker opponent and try and go from there? By the way, the Buckeyes do have a little bit of an advantage, an inherent one on this map, and we're going to talk about that a little bit as we get into it. And that is mostly because they are a Zerg team. Of course, 2v2 maps have an inherent advantage for one side over another, depending on a very, very important factor. Oh, this is the wrong map. Okay, never mind. Wait, is it? Okay, yes, it is the wrong version of Reclamation. So we're gonna remake that real quick. Always important to make sure you get the proper version of the maps. Easier said than done. Oh, but that's an important distinction. Yeah, this completely changes the everything. Yeah, because it's I was like, man, that's an old looking map, and it's because it was. This is a very, very different map, drastically different, and completely changes how things, how things will go. The first one was two completely separated maps, In this particular one, they are separate, or sorry, I should say separate bases. They are separate bases, but they are a lot easier to connect together than other ones, than other maps, I should say. And that's a pretty important distinction there. Really does change the overall way things play out. This one does still have a little bit of opportunity for Zerg to kind of, the Zerg teams to kind of get something done, but it's not quite as pronounced as it was on the other map. 2v2 maps have grown up a lot in StarCraft 2's lifetime, and, well, that's a big deal. That's an important thing. Of course, a lot of big fans of team games in the StarCraft 2 community, for good reason. It's, you know, it's a fun way to play, fun thing to do. All right, and we are going to be getting into game number 3 here in just a moment. Spawning down in the bottom left position of the map, it is representing the Buckeyes, the OSU Ohio State University Buckeyes, the Terran player Believe, and the Zerg player Gigendura. And their opponent spawning up in the top right position, trying to put a point on the board, representing the Proletariat probes. It is the Protoss player, Boomstick, and their ally, Sunny, or Salsu. Now, so the map we were looking at had 2 very, very separated bases, but we do still have a pretty wide open area where you can most assuredly isolate your 2 opponents, kind of keep them separated from one another. So I expect we'll see both Protoss players probably going to open up double gate right here. If they don't, could leave them a little bit exposed. Now, I potentially, depending on what we see, I may like this quite a bit actually from the double Protoss team. Oh, okay, I was going to say, if we actually see them expand, if we see Boomstick expand with a pylon and a shield, or a pylon and a shield battery, maybe like right here, I actually would really like this, and that would make a ton of sense for the right side player to go for the expand, because that would mean that they would be expanding to their natural position where there is the opportunity to kind of get a shield battery up that could cover both ramps. That kind of looks like a little bit like World of War. Actually, I can't tell. Is that a person or is that World of Warcraft symbol? I'm not sure. But we are going to be seeing, I believe, going for double Reaper right here. Double Reaper, of course, does lend towards aggression, and the Zerg player Gigendura, looks like they did open up hatch gas pool, and they're going to be going for a relatively quick Ling speed here. Meanwhile, Engineering Bay coming down. Is this a rough build? Fast Engineering Bay and Reapers. Some +1 Reapers maybe? They do, of course, fire twice, which means they benefit from the double shot of the, or the double whammy, I guess, of attack upgrades. But at the same time, they're also heavily affected by armor upgrades and units that are armored, like Protoss units. Protoss units are, of course, I think most of them, if not all, include inherent armor. This double adept from Salsu is making its way across the map. It did find a ton of damage in the earlier stages of the game. Meanwhile, we do have the Queen's. Well, Queen is going to aggro these 2 units for a little bit here. Meanwhile, Double Reaper is going to get, I think, shoot away. Looks like it didn't get too much done. Meanwhile, though, this Double Adept does get... how many workers actually went down? I cannot tell. But it looks like the Zerg player is down to just 18 drones. Meanwhile, other side of the map, oh no, Boomstick pulling a lot of these probes off the map, or off of mining time, I should say. And, well, Zealots will shoo these Reapers away. They got themselves kind of caught in a corner a little bit there, but the Zealots can't actually catch up. So if you micro these Reapers long enough and well enough, eventually you're going to get a lot of kills. But there we go. Salsu is going to show up and aid his teammate here. Will trap one of those Reapers. But meanwhile, now there are a ton of Lings going to work on this Nexus. And this is kind of what I talked about. The Ling threat keeping both opponents from kind of linking up. And, well, that's a A lot of Lings right here. Only 2 Adepts, and it's not going to be enough. The Adepts will... Oh, one of them will get away, but it does not go back behind the wall. Meanwhile, now with the Zealots and the other Adepts of Boomstick, we'll be able to survive for a little bit. Meanwhile, this... Oh, did that Adept survive that whole time? Oh, man, that would be pretty funny if that were the case. But it looks like Gigandura... Oh, he is going to be able to jump on top of the Adepts of both Salsu and Boomstick right there. This is looking really, really tough right now. Now, it is just Lings, but that is not going to be the case for long. We do have Banelings about to finish up here. Wow, this Adept, it's got 7, 8 kills now. Will get taken down before that last unit can get taken out. But these are all like infantry-style units from the Protoss players. And, oh man, this is going to be tough. Overlord is going to get picked off here. That's a lot of Reapers from I Believe. Looks like that early engineering bay was not actually used for anything. He is going to be transitioning into Marine Tank here. Meanwhile, Oracles are being built for Salsu, for Sunny Starcraft. And, well, this expansion from I Believe, it looks like it was delayed for a little bit of time. Not the end of the world, but not ideal. Oh, wow, triple NG bay. That's an oopsie. Oh, okay, that's kind of nice from Salsu right here. Going to be walling off this side against both Reapers and Lings. Taking a look at the economic situation, none of the teams have really taken off economically, so to speak. Boomstick does have a lot of Zealots right here, and that should help a lot. But if Banelings come onto the field for Gigandura, could trade very efficiently. Ooh, meanwhile, these Oracles are going to find a Queen that's a little bit isolated, but that one Queen from the low ground is helping out quite a bit. Nice micro from Sunny pulling that away finally. But, well, now we're going to see these Oracles find a couple of drones. And Gigandura's economy is hurting a little bit. But meanwhile, the Banelings are going to try and run in here. Force field's a little bit late, but the Banelings all go to the right side. Huge connections, but it's not going to be enough to break through. And this is what happens when you try and kind of break through 1-on-2. Only a few Reapers with this. Boomstick will still have his army kind of cleaned up a little bit here. And now the Lings will make their way into the main base. Could find a little bit of damage. Sunny's going to have to pull pretty quickly. Oh, a little bit late on that pull, and only pulling 3 probes. We'll lose 3 probes. That ends up being a lot better for the red team than I think it probably kind of should have been. Layer does finish up here for Gigandura. Meanwhile, other side of the map, Twilight Council coming down. Void Ray on the way. We do have Charge coming down here for Boomstick as well. He's already got a Templar Archives and 6 gateways. So, and he's got a lot of gas in the bank. He's going to be able to build quite a few Archons, which of course will be very, very good against Zerglings. And so far, we haven't seen much sign of anything else from Gigandura. I'm surprised we haven't seen, you know, more gases trying to go up to a Spire, maybe a third base. But no, it looks like staying on that for now, I believe, is already on 1-1 upgrades. And upgrades are huge. Upgrades make such a big difference in the matchup. Ooh, Marines are going to shoot these units away. Kind of coincidentally as much as anything. Oh, nice snipe on that crew tumor. Well done. But now this Oracle's a little bit exposed, but the target fire is not there from Gigandura. Could have picked off the one low health Oracle, but not going to be able to do so. And yeah, I was going to say, there's not enough energy on this Oracle, so he will just turn off the Pulsar Cannon quite wisely. In terms of development in this game, Boomstick probably has the highest tech army. Salsu does have a very large army, though, and the largest army in the game at this moment. And we're seeing Resonating Glaives coming down for Salsu. I don't know if I like this. It's one of those upgrades that really kind of tapers off over time in terms of effectiveness. It's very, very good for Harass. Very, very good in the early game, but it's not the kind of thing you win a game with, per se. In the late game, in terms of fighting. It's something you win a game with by getting some incredible harassment done, or hitting a really, really early timing. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit tough, to say the least. Now, this is a good number of tanks right here set up for, I believe. Ooh, nice job with these Oracles. Once again, finding some damage here. 10 kills between these bad boys. Revelation will tag a couple of Marines, so the blue team is going to be able to keep tabs on that. Salsu is the player with the highest supply in this game at the moment. Once again, though, Boomstick, very strong tech in this game. And supplies are very, very even. Cumulative supplies are only off by, I believe, 5. 5 cumulative supply. And they have been never more than about 20 off in total. There we go. Zerg now is going to be adding on a Lurker Den and 1-1 Missile and Carapace upgrades. Really starting to drone up a little bit as well, which is going to help just a ton. Ooh, this would be nice. Oh, never mind. There's some Hydras covering anyways. I was going to say, is that a War Prism? But no, it is fake Oracles into the main base. And, oh, Stasis Ward. That's cute. Always nice to throw that down somewhere. This probe from Salsu just kind of lost. Lost and confused right there. Not often you see the gateways behind the wall. Pylons protecting those gateways. I mean, it's just like chess. You put the pawns in the front. But unlike chess, units can't jump over other units. There's no knights that can jump over. Of course, there are, you know, flying units, but not really too much stuff like that. Meanwhile, we are having 1-1 upgrades coming down, as well as Storm, Void Rays, and a Fleet Beacon. Meanwhile, for Boomstick, we are seeing triple Stargate. So both Protoss players thinking about the late game air transition. And, well, Void Rays are much stronger than they once were. They are just incredibly powerful units. And really fun and easy to use these days. Of course, they have a ton of micro potential still, but yeah, they're fun units. Maybe to use more so than go against, but I remember being quite frustrated with Void Rays back in my day. Oh, that's a sad Zealot right there, just eating some big tank volleys and will get swallowed up by the Zerg army. Ooh, looks like a couple of Zealots are going to be warped in here for Salsu. I believe does see that coming. Oh, and look at this. The Zerg player starting to get a little bit spicy here. Gigandura. Looks like he is controlling all of those units on one hotkey, though, so those Banelings got to be very careful. But there's a ton of Zealots here in the army of Salsu. Got to be pulling those back. Oh, Storms on the Hydra. It's going to really connect home. And now the tanks will siege up in the back. Void Rays would love to get on top of those, but the tanks, oh my god, they were just shelling right away. And the big upgrade lead for the Terran player is really showing through here. He's on 2-1 against, well, an army that just cannot stand and fight. Protoss Blinkstalkers trying to help out. We do see the battery overcharge getting used right here, but it is getting target fire down. Tanks are going to move forward, and they are going to break through, and this is just way too much from the Zerg Terran team. All of a sudden, they decided, you know what, let's push, and they just bulldoze their way right on through. Salsu is going to be forced to tap out there, and with that, we see the OSU Buckeyes going 3-0 in this. And, well, I'm going to see if they want to play map 4 just for the fun of it, but I think there's a good chance that's that probably won't be the case. Let's see if we can get these players. Yeah, so if the players want to, we will definitely cast the 4th match, even though it is a 3-0 in favor of the one team. Okay, so it looks like that is going to be the end of it. Not a problem. Understandable. And oh, yeah. So we are going to. That is actually it for the games. We are going to get into an interview real quick. We'll see if the other player has time for one, but I'm thinking we might just have the one interview today on the collegiate side. And yeah, we're just gonna check in with that. But for now, we will bring you a an interview with the captain of the winning team. I am believe. Just one moment here. Uh, hmm. All right, so we will get this first interview set up in just a moment here. Awesome. Cool. So we are just going to start up the call. All right, just one moment here.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes, just getting the Discord collection all set up here.
Great.
Perfect. Awesome. Hi, how are you doing?
Pretty good. We just won 3-0. Pretty happy.
No kidding. For everyone at home, why don't you introduce yourselves or introduce yourself? I keep saying selves for some reason. I don't know why.
Hi. I believe I am a graduate student at Ohio State University, and I'm the captain of our Starcraft team.
Very cool. Very cool. Once again, thank you for joining me. Congratulations on the win. That has to feel good, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about the team, about the Buckeyes? How long have you been kind of, I guess, hanging out together, playing together? Who formed it? You know, what? Just tell us about your history.
Yeah, well, so this is my first year at Ohio State, and I think this is the first year that we've had a StarCraft team that plays in any sort of official tournaments. Um, I I went to a very small private liberal arts college for undergrad, and I was captain of the StarCraft team there. And I got to Ohio State, which has 60 times the amount of students. Found out there wasn't a StarCraft team, and I was like, I refuse to believe there are not people that play StarCraft at this school. Um, so yeah, this is our first year playing together, and we're having fun.
Awesome. I love to hear that. That's a good refuse to take no for an answer attitude. That's a really great way of like approaching it, because especially with some of the like grassroots stuff, it can be a little bit tough to get people together. So having someone with like a strong sense of community and like sense of, I guess, duty, or like yeah camaraderie, like a strong will for it is really good. So that's always awesome to see. Obviously, it is your first year. You guys, you're still coming together as a team.
Mm-hmm.
It's you're in the bottom part of the bracket. It's not haven't had that many wins, but it's really nice to see you getting a win today. Is it something that's kind of a little bit of a, I guess, monkey off your back kind of thing, or is it?
Yeah, so like in the kind of the first Swiss part of the tournament, um, we didn't play Emory in the initial rounds, but we knew that we were like on paper should have been favored over them,
Mhm.
and we also knew that to make the playoffs, we needed, at least I think we needed to win this week. I'm not exactly sure what the tie-breaking procedures are for the like challenger group, but so we knew we should have been favored on paper, but actually, still have to play the games. And there were a couple scary moments here and there. The first game, Drake lost like 7 probes to 2 adepts right away.
Yep.
And we were like, oh no, is this really happening? um, but yeah, so it's definitely good for us, and we definitely make the playoffs if we win next week. If we lose, I'm not really sure what happens.
Things get a little bit messy.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
it's always nice to control your own fate.
Yeah.
It's especially in a situation like this. It's it's funny because like playing in like a competitive thing, even when it's not the highest level, anyone who's played competitive sports or anything like that, even if they're intramurals or whatever, having like, first of all, having your team rely on you, that's such a high pressure situation, and it's so much fun. But it's when you control your own destiny, there's almost its own added pressure there. But it's still obviously nice to be the one kind of holding the reins.
Yeah.
So you guys mentioned it was your first year.
Mhm.
What obviously it's first year. You're just having fun for now. What kind of stuff are you looking to do in the years coming? Are you looking to like kind of expand the team? Maybe field an extra roster? What's kind of the next step for you guys? What are you looking to do moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, so this year obviously it's been harder to connect and interact with people, for everybody in every situation. But I mean, this is a school of 60,000 students. Like, th- there are more StarCraft players out there. So we want to find them and bring them into our collective, I guess. If we get big enough, maybe we can have a second roster. I don't know. That's still a ways down the road, I think. But
Yeah.
yeah, just find more people because they're definitely out there. Ohio State's a big place.
Yeah, no kidding. It's a massive, massive university. And actually, something I kind of wanted to work into the interview process a little bit, because it kind of just occurred to me. What's like a fun fact about the university? What's something that like you guys are famous for, or maybe something that's a little bit more obscure that you can kind of like, oh yeah, like this is the big thing. Like this is something every student knows, or this is something that like no one knows about.
Okay, so this is something I didn't learn until I got here, but everybody knows the Ohio State, like their sports team, whatever, it's called the Buckeyes,
Yep.
right? Um, that's like we are like the Buckeyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I first got here, I thought that was just like a cool name for like a person, right? Like kind of like a cowboy or something.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
actually, a Buckeye is the nut of a particular kind of tree that's native to Ohio. So a Buckeye is actually like a plant,
Huh.
or like a part of a plant, I guess. Which, so yeah, did not know that before I got here.
That is actually really cool. That's actually really cool. I had no idea. I thought for sure that a buckeye was a fish. Maybe I
Oh,
was
really?
thinking walleye, but like, yeah, like I was just.
Maybe.
That's really cool. That's actually a really neat little tidbit. Uh, huh. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing the little tidbit there. We've all learned something. Uh,
Mhm.
well, now, is there anyone on the team that kind of, I guess switching gears back to StarCraft, is there anyone on the team that kind of focuses a little bit more on like let's say the strategy guy or someone who's like, really good about organizing team meetups? Is there anyone who's kind of, spearheading that?
Um, yeah, I mean, I do a lot of it. I'm kind of our 2v2 expert.
Ooh.
The the other, and that's part of the reason that I like this league so much. I don't play that much 1v1 ladder, but I play a lot of 2v2. Um, I'm probably the worst 1v1 player on our roster out, all four of us. Um,
Fair enough.
but I feel like I'm kind of able to um, contribute like at a pretty high level by playing 2v2s and kind of giving other people like strategies for 2v2s and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Nice. That's always cool. One of the things that makes the CEA a lot of fun to be a part of. Always seeing the kind of cheeky strats that come out. But yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Before I let you go, anyone you want to shout out on social media or anyone on the team? Oh, pardon me. Anything like that?
Shout outs for the other three guys on my team, Drake, Captain Eric, and Gigandura for kind of always just showing up, playing hard, being cool dudes. Shout outs to I guess Buckeye Gaming Collective, which is the kind of Ohio State gaming community that we compete as a part of. Um,
Nice.
yeah,
That's awesome. Cool. So it's like it represents I guess like the entire like esports scene at OSU.
yeah. So there's a Rocket League team and an Overwatch team and a Counter Strike team and blah 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 blah. And we are part of that as the Starcraft team.
Ooh, very cool. So apparently your mascot is a nut named Brutus.
Yes.
Uh,
So
very
yeah.
cool.
So Brutus kind of looks like a person at first glance, but if you know that he's supposed to be a nut, you can see his head is actually, yeah, he's a nut.
That's very funny. Uh, yeah, he kind of does look like a person a little bit. If you didn't tell me anything, I would just say that like, or I would assume at least. I don't know what I would. I don't know what like my first thought would be because obviously now I know that he's some kind of nut, like a tree nut. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's really funny to look at.
Yeah.
That's neat though. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for
Uh,
having me.
yeah, absolutely. Anything? Last closing thought before I let you go.
This is a cool tournament, and I'm thankful to you guys for putting it on.
Absolutely, it's our pleasure, and thank you for joining me. Uh,
Yep.
have a wonderful afternoon.
You too.
Awesome. That was the captain of the OSU Buckeyes, I believe. And we're going to see if we can get the other individual on now. I believe I thought that was Sunny Stark. They have like 4 different names on the stuff. They have Sunny Starcraft. They have UED. In game, they were Salsu. So I'm just trying to unmask who this really is. I feel like it's like take off the take off. It's just all Guy Fox masks all the way down. So we're just trying to figure that out now. Awesome. So we are just going to bring in the leader of the call. Awesome. Just one sec there. Perfect. Hey, how's it going?
It's going really good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Why don't you introduce yourself for the people back at home?
Oh yeah, I'm Sun Woo. I'm the Starcraft team captain. My gamer ID is Salsu, and yeah, just captain of Emory's Proletariat Probes.
Very cool. Very cool. Now I did this on the other interview there. But while to kick off the interview, tell us a little bit. Tell us a fact about Emory if you've got one prepared. Obviously, putting you on the spot a little bit, but something that's
Yeah.
kind of something that people don't necessarily know. Maybe.
hmm yeah, that's a tough question. I guess one thing that comes into mind. So we actually have two mascots. Our
Ooh.
official mascot, Swoop the Eagle, which is like he's literally just an eagle. But then we have an unofficial mascot called a Dooley. He's a skeleton. So yeah, not many people know about that. I think he like mysteriously popped up in like the early 1900s. So no one really knows like where Dooley came from, but he just started like becoming an unofficial mascot of the student body.
That's kind of neat. Yeah, obviously the eagle, very straightforward, but you have this skeleton that's kind of haunted the campus, so to speak,
Yeah.
and snuck his way into that number two spot. So talk to me a little bit about the I guess Emory Starcraft 2 team. Tell me how you guys formed, how long you've been around, a little bit about your history, just a little bit about you guys.
Yeah. I think there's been two Emory StarCraft teams actually.
Mhm.
The first was around 2012 to 2016, 17. So that was like the original team that I think played a lot in TESPA. And then like we reformed it around 2018, 2019 in CEA and in TESPA again because the original team disappeared for a year or two. So we're actually the second rendition of the team. And yeah, it was just a bunch of friends got together from the Emory Esports Club, and yeah, we just all started playing together.
Nice. That sounds like fun. It's obviously none of us are going to be pro level. We're no sterols, but
Yeah.
anytime you can get together and kind of form a community, it creates a very cool bond and really, especially on something like a university where it's very easy to kind of lose yourself. Of course, you can find yourself, but it's also easy to lose yourself on a campus. It's very very large and daunting. So it's
Yeah.
nice to find like minded people. So I guess tell us a little bit about what goes into the prep for a week of StarCraft 2.
Mhm. We usually focus practicing on Fridays and Saturdays. So unfortunately, one of our teammates had to miss Friday. So like our 2v2 was, I guess like you might have seen it was a little bit lacking on that sense. But yeah, we usually like do like a variety of builds. Like sometimes they're like, oh, maybe we should like early game rush to like catch people off guard. Or sometimes we just again like practice a lot of 2v2s together. I coordinate more of the 1v1s just because like I'm a lot better at 1v1 admittedly than 2v2. And then you saw a mini ninja. He usually like helps like coordinate like the 2v2s and what time we're free to do it.
Nice. Awesome. So a bit of a team effort then across the board, kind of helping each other, I guess, get coordinated and all that.
Yeah.
Uh, Now, obviously, it's a very difficult thing playing in the playing on a not professional stage, but on a competitive stage. Always a little bit stressful. Have you guys kind of like talk to each other after games, kind of walk each other through replays? Is it something that you kind of like try and learn from the past or look forward to the future?
hmm Yeah, no, we definitely do that a lot. I think we did it actually the most, like right before, like I think two or three matches ago. I think it was against Running Into Trees or whatnot. But we do review all the games like that we've played usually on Sundays, and like we try to see, oh, what could we have done better or whatnot. Just again, like especially with our losses though, because we still have like a lot to improve for our team. But yeah, we do watch a lot of replays.
Nice, that's awesome. Yeah, there's a pretty famous, I think, Neuro quote. Neuro, maybe. It's like basically like there's no losses. There's you either win or you learn, which is
Yeah.
like yeah, like a really really great thing. It's one I'd love to incorporate into my own mindset. um, but yeah, no, definitely very cool to see a sense of community being built there. What obviously you're in a little bit of rebuild mode at the moment, but what's the goals and dreams for the Emory StarCraft 2 team moving forward? I guess.
Mhm. I guess one of the biggest goals is just getting more like underclassmen because most of our team is upperclassmen, like juniors or seniors. So we're definitely hoping like we can like get some like fresh new like young blood like into the stream because Emory's like it's a somewhat of a small university like per se. It's like I think 10,000 students like total, but like still amongst that 10,000 student body, like there's surely like a lot of people who like still play Starcraft because it is still a very popular game. So yeah, we're hoping to get more just like the freshmen and sophomores like to like join the esports and also like focus on our Starcraft team because like I do think like we have like a lot of potential here.
Nice. Yeah. No, I would agree. Absolutely. Any where there's a will, there's a way, and I'm sure you'll be able to find some people. Obviously, with a smaller population, it does become a little bit more difficult to compete with like some of the universities in Southern California that have like 40, 50, 60,000 people. But it's cool to see that that you're putting forward a solid effort. Now, is that you already mentioned Mini Ninja kind of helping with the 2v2s? Is there anyone else you want to shout out kind of that helps out a little bit more around the team, kind of comes up with strategies?
Mm-hmm. I guess I'll also shout out the other teammate Zenter. So what Zenter's been doing, it was his idea to initially form the team. So like we do owe him a lot of like gratitude for like working up. And he used to be team captain back when we were in the TESPA league before Starcraft disappeared from TESPA.
Right.
So yeah, I like to give him a shout out and just again like the Emory esports exec for like helping like get us registered for this event and just like also like giving us some advice and like connecting us with alumni.
That's very cool. So Emory Esports Executive, very, very cool.
Yeah.
It sounds like most of the teams have like some kind of help from the administration, and that's really, really awesome to see. So, well, thank you so much for joining us. Before I let you go, is there any final thoughts you have?
I guess nothing but just like play StarCraft. It's such a good game.
Agreed. Truly wise words, and thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful afternoon and a happy Halloween.
You too.
Awesome. And that was the captain of the Emory team. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. That is going to wrap things up here for the CEA Collegiate side. That'll wrap things up for us for the week. And, well, we will be back next weekend. It's going to be Beowulf solo casting next weekend. I will be away. I do have a wedding that I have to attend, but I will be back the next week. And for now, I'm sure you'll have some fun. You'll enjoy the company of the man they call, well, Beowulf. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. Big thank you once again to the CEA Corporate Esports Association. Really, really appreciate everything they've done. Gilded.gg, thank you for being our title sponsor here. We've got as well Shopify for contributing as well. And yeah, that's we're going to be back again next weekend, same time, same place. It'll be 2 p.m. EST, EDT, or 11 a.m. PDT. Actually, you know what? I may have to double check that. Keep an eye. Check the Discord. There's a Discord. There's the Gilded.gg page. It'll have all the information, but I'm not sure if it's being changed by daylight savings time or not. I would assume no. But either way, check the times. We'll go live, and make sure to follow the channel as well, as that'll let you know when we do go live as well. But that's going to do it for us, for me. If you enjoyed my casting, you want to check me out, you can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/SteadfastSC2, twitch.tv/SteadfastSC. Yeah. And that's going to do it for me. We're going to put up the outro screen, probably run a little bit of ads, and that'll be it for us. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to support the CEA wherever you can, and have yourselves a wonderful evening. Stay safe out there. And yeah, have fun.